Number 16. Negative 2 times the absolute value of 5w minus 7. Okie dokie. What do you think you do first? You remember, so good point. No, you do not use distributive property on absolute values. So we can't use distributive property on absolute values. What we're trying to do in this problem, or in an absolute value problem, is we want to get the absolute value isolated on one side of this problem. So in order to get the absolute value isolated, let's deal with this 9. So how do I get that 9 out of there? From both sides. And what I'm left with is negative 2 times the absolute value 5w minus 7 equals negative 16. Perfect. There's your first step. However, I don't have my absolute value totally isolated yet because I still have this negative 2 attached to the absolute value. So if it's negative 2 times the absolute value 5w minus 7, how do I get rid of that negative 2? Nice. So I divide this side by negative 2, divide this side by negative 2. So those negative 2's cancel out, and I'm left with 5w minus 7, or the absolute value of 5w minus 7 equals 8. So now you're back to an absolute value isolated on one side, and at this point, what do you do at this point when you're solving absolute values? Man, solid, nice work. Make two separate equations. Two separate equations. So on this side, we have 5w minus 7 equals 8. And on this side, we have 5w minus 7 equals negative 8. All right, what do I do next? Add 7 to both sides. Get 5w equals 15. And my last step for that one, nice. Sorry, I'm not giving you enough time to write it down. Exactly right. Divide 5 by both sides. And one of my answers is w equals 3. W equals 3. All right, I'll give you a chance to write that down, and then you can walk me through the other one. Add 7 to both sides. I get 5w equals negative 1. Solid. Divide both sides by 5. And what I'm left with is w equals negative 1/5. W equals negative 1/5. Perfect. So the keys to that problem, the first key is to isolate your absolute on one side like you did right here. Isolate your absolute onto one side. And then once you've isolated the absolute, you get your two equations. You get your two equations. And you solve those two equations. Perfect. Good question. Thank you. What next?